Guys, it's the new movie thing show!
It sure is. Today we got a chance to go to the theaters and see Birdman.
Yeah,
or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance.
Very good, very
Thank you.
good.
Thank you.
Guys, I have not left this channel. It's been a year and a half since I've been on this show.
Has it been a year and a half?
No, but the last movie I was
No.
on was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That was quite a while ago.
I guess that was a little bit ago, huh?
Welcome back, me!
Welcome back, Steven! So Steve and I were both in the office when they were like, hey, we should do Birdman this week. And we were both like, me!
Well, actually, they were like, what movies come out this week? And I was like,
yeah.
Birdman! And they were like, yeah, but what about that movie called Eat, Pray, Love, or whatever? With
No,
Brad
Eat, Pray,
Pitt?
Love is not
What's that movie
good.
with Brad Pitt in it? Love? What's it called? Pray? Fury.
Which is not Eat, Pray, Love. Thank you, Joe.
That movie came out as well, but we decided.
Love is great.
But we decided to see
The journey of self-discovery.
I read the book. It was pretty good.
Back to Birdman.
Okay.
So we ended up seeing Birdman because this movie has been getting rave reviews. The trailers were knockout amazing.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton stars in the movie, and you know we love our Michael Keaton.
And it's a little autobiographical that they chose Michael Keaton for this. Or not, I guess biographical, not autobiographical, because he didn't write it. Although I thought he wrote it. And yes, he was also Beetlejuice. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, I find that it is slightly coincidental.
Coincidental. I don't think it's coincidental. I think it's very on purpose.
I think they potentially had Michael Keaton in mind when writing the movie, and I think it just ended up being perfect that Michael Keaton was cast.
Whether it was accidental or not, it was a brilliant choice, and it made, for me, it made the film mean so much more, and it made it so much deeper. So for those of you who are sitting there going, I don't know what Birdman is. Birdman is a very dark look at celebrity and what celebrity means.
And just actors in general.
In general, yeah. So it focuses on Michael Keaton's character, Riggin, who is a washed up. He played a superhero called Birdman way back in the 90s.
He did 3 movies.
Yep, and then he said no to the 4th, and he really hasn't had much of a career since. So now he's on Broadway, current day, trying to remake a name for himself.
But it's great because the climate and the time that this movie takes place in is very appropriate to our current movie climate and time, which is a time that is completely overloaded with superhero movies. And we have this actor who is essentially Michael Keaton, who's living in a world of massive superhero success movies, where Michael Keaton came in and kind of started the whole superhero movie thing, along with Tim Burton and many other people. But it's funny because the movie is also kind of like there's a commentary on these big budget, crazy, big action movies and kind of these like more intimate, character-driven movies as well. So it's kind of like a nice little love letter to just, I don't know, I guess actors and movies and
to what the whole
entertainment industry.
What the whole entertainment industry is, and it makes you really examine, like, you know, at times they'll call something art, and then at other times they'll call it self-indulgent porn. And, you know, and where is the line of difference? And is there a line of difference, or is it all one in the same big circle?
And it's great because there's this kind of juxtaposition between the movie world and kind of the addiction to celebrity and the addiction to popularity, as well as the addiction to drugs and other things that are very easy to become addicted to.
Yeah.
And there's all this talk about Twitter and Facebook and viral videos.
And getting admiration.
Right, and it really is this kind of this open window into the world of what it potentially is like to be a celebrity in a way, and
be striving for celebrity when you're not quite there. Because I think that's the cool thing about this film is it's none of the characters that we're looking at so intimately are really that A-level celebrity. They're all struggling for that and grasping for that. Whether it's Naomi Watts' character, who's brilliant, by the way, who this is her first opening on Broadway.
Right.
Or
her characters. Yeah, her character. Yeah, she plays a character who was striving for the Broadway stage.
They all are. I mean, everyone in this is looking for that, and what is that they're looking for, and that's kind of what the film examines. But the acting overall, I thought was fantastic.
Acting's great.
Edward Norton was fantastic.
Knocked it out of the park. Edward Norton was fantastic.
Emma Stone was
great.
Fantastic.
Yeah, looking a little thin.
I think she was supposed to look a little
Slightly
thin. She just got out of rehab in this film, so
she's playing like kind of like this Hollywood, this bratty, like kind of entitled Hollywood girl.
She's the kid of a big celebrity.
Right.
What does that do to your psyche?
And
that's what this film is examining.
That's another thing. We've taken a peek behind the curtain of what it's like to live like a celebrity in a lot of different movies, and you get this kind of like romanticized like idea of like, you know, the glitz and glamour and all the money and the drinks and the drugs and just that kind of over the top ridiculousness of being a celebrity. And what this movie does is it kind of shows you this kind of
it shows you the dirt.
It shows you the dirt. It shows you the grossness of Hollywood and the grossness of being an actor and the kind of
not just Hollywood. 'Cause the whole thing's set in New York City on a stage. It's a Broadway stage, so it's not even just the film industry.
And it actually kind of opens up it definitely explores the kind of insincerity of actors and the kind of like the fakeness. You know, there's a point in the movie where, and this isn't much of a spoiler, where one of the characters says, I am fake all the time except when I'm on stage. Right. Then I'm real. Right. And that's kind of like, you meet a lot of people like that, where they're not comfortable. They're like, ugh, I don't like being out in public. But the second I'm on stage or the second I'm in front of a camera, I am me.
And sometimes that's what makes creators so awesome. So it'll help you think about all that. Right. I have to say that the way that this film was shot, there were so many scenes that were like all one take.
Yes.
And it really kept me in it. I so much today is very jump cutty, and it kept me in it that it was all one take. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah, the camera works very gritty and very floaty. I feel like we're just kind of floating through every scene and kind of like this very frantic, and you're also thrown into the world of working on the stage. And behind the scenes of working in the theater.
It made me miss doing stage work so much. Like I felt like I was like, what am I doing with my life? I need to go back and be a stage actor.
Right. Which is funny because once you guys see the movie, you're gonna be like, these people are batshit fucking crazy. And that's exactly what actors are. They're batshit fucking crazy.
And that's everything I love about it.
Yeah, they're just fucking nuts.
It's everything I love about it. I saw it and I was like, yes, I love being that much of an emotional basket case and having an outlet to show it all.
Right. Also, the score in this movie was very unique. It was all drums. It was all...
it was so cool.
It was all drum set scoring.
Because I feel like that's what's happening inside Michael Keaton's mind. This film does a really good job of like transporting you into his mind in a way that I feel like a film hasn't in a very long time.
Right. They kind of allude to these visions and these hallucinations that the main character has that are very obviously only happening in his mind.
For him.
Including when, you hear the drums and stuff. It is very
he has his own soundtrack. He has a soundtrack to his life in his head.
Right. And I feel like a movie that we can compare it to is something Owen and I were talking about was Punch Drunk Love. If you've ever seen Punch Drunk Love, P.T. Anderson, Adam Sandler, that score is also very frantic and percussion. It's all percussion based, so it's very like, it's confusing and that's kind of the feeling you get from the main character, is that he's very confused and kind of fucked up and he's lost in his own world and he just wants to leave his mark on the world. And I think that's the point of the whole movie. He wants to be important. He wants to leave his mark on the world. He doesn't want to be that superhero guy anymore. But the reality is that we all want to leave our mark on the world, and we all want to amount to something. And so this is kind of a look at that and how people deal with that concept, I feel.
Yeah. I agree. So my final thoughts on Birdman are: I thought it was an excellent film. I thought it was a wild journey into someone's head that's quite frankly pretty fucked up. But I love movies that take me someplace other than what I experience every day in real life, and I loved this movie for that. So I thought it was great.
Yes, I agree. I feel like going into a movie without knowing too much about it is important, and that's how I went into this movie. And I feel like you're right. When you leave a movie and you feel ultimately different, whether it affected you in an emotional way, in a funny way, what have you, if it affects you in some way, I feel like it did its job. I feel like this movie does that. It makes you feel uncomfortable at times. Yeah. It makes you laugh. It's very funny.
It's very funny.
It shows you just this disgusting side of the entertainment world and actors and people and characters, which is great, which is something we haven't seen in a while. And it also, another thing it does is it kind of reiterates the concept of what audiences want out of Hollywood and what audience want out of actors these days. And they go to the movies to see these big budget action movies. But what's the meaning behind it? Where's the emotion? Where's the story? Where does that come from? Does that come from a place of greed and potentially making a lot of money, or does it come from an expression of wanting to tell a story? And I feel like there was a moment in this movie that captured that feeling and that frustration of Hollywood and of just kind of movies and stories in general very well, and I really appreciated that.
I was just smiling because when you were saying how disgusting this world is, all I could think is like, God, I just want to be back in it. I don't know if that's a sickness that's in me but I thought that it perfectly captured the insanity that can be the world of theater,
right?
And it can be that world, and there's something so beautiful about it, and I think that's what this film really did great. Is it's showing you the dirt and the horrible side of it at the same time that it's showing you everything that makes us love it, right. and examining where those lines are drawn or not drawn, all in between.
Yes.
So. I thought it was great. And
yes.
Steve and I weren't the only ones who got a chance to see this movie. On Rotten Tomatoes right now, it's got a 91% from critics and an 88% from the audience. So everybody likes it.
Was it on IMDb?
8.4.
And on IMDb, it has an 8.4. And also keep in mind, the movie is on limited release as we speak.
It's only in LA and New York
It's in LA and New York.
Yeah.
So if you have a chance to get to an ArcLight or some other theater, check Fandango or whatever movie website you use to find out where it's
will
playing.
come out for everybody else in a week or two, something
and
like that.
I hate to use this word, and it sounds really cliche and gross.
Here he goes.
But Oscar buzz is a word I'm gonna throw out, and very much so. I hope Michael Keaton wins something for this movie. I fucking love Keaton. He's on the list that Joe and I talk about all the time of actors that are amazing but underappreciated and underworked.
He was great.
And I feel like Keaton knocked it out of the park. You feel bad for him. You think he's an asshole.
But you love him.
And because he is who he is, and it's like he's playing Michael Keaton, basically.
Which makes it so much more real.
Right.
That's why I'm saying, no matter whether that was a happy accident or very intentional, it made the film in a lot of ways for me.
So, if you get a chance to go see this movie, understand that it is going to be one of them thinkers, and you're going to want to sit down and really soak it in. Make sure your friends aren't on their fucking phones or talking to their girlfriends during the movie or whatever. Go to enjoy this movie. Go and focus on the movie, listen to the dialogue, see what you get out of it, really listen to the story, really listen to the dialogue. Maybe you'll get something amazing out of it.
And just know that it's real fucked up.
Real fucked up.
Go into it, like, don't go in thinking, I'm gonna laugh so hard, this is gonna be a great time. It's fucked up.
But also
but
go and understand that that's the world that we are wanting to
what's that say about us?
We're fucked up.
Well, that's what I was like, from the time I was a little kid, I was like, I want to be in theater. Yeah. And so I watched this and I'm like, yeah, I'm not fucked up.
Yeah, it means we have big egos we're narcissistic and we're assholes.
Super insecure people that just want validation.
Yes, and just want to be loved. So thanks for watching the New Movie Thing Show, guys. Really appreciate it. I'm going to buy the fuck out of this movie. I'm going to go see it a couple more times. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did see the movie, let us know in the comments down below what you thought about it. No spoilers, please, because I know there's a lot of people that probably haven't seen it yet. But enjoy the movie. Enjoy your lives. Like and subscribe. I'm Steve Zaragoza.
I'm Trisha Hirschfer, and I'm going to promptly go audition for another play.
And don't forget, guys, at the end of the day, nothing matters.
Nothing matters.